So this is 5 Minutes with Shaun Moran, the Executive Creative Director of the Communications Agency. Hi Shaun.
Hello.
Can you give us a quick summary of your career to date?
Career to date stretches back quite far. Started off at Saatchi Direct, then I went to GDT, went to CDP, and then I went to Wunderman's. Then I was made head of copy at Wunderman's. I also met Steve Aldridge at Wunderman's, and when he left there to start his own company, he asked me to join him, which was Partners Andrews Aldridge. I stayed there for about 10 years, which showed obviously I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
6 of those years I was creative director. I left there and went to Leader, which is part of M&C Saatchi, as creative director, and given the task to actually up its creative profile. And stayed there for about 3 years, and I feel I achieved that. Took a little bit of time off. And then I've come here, again, to do very much the same task of upping its creative profile, so a bit watch this space.
Do you come from an art or copy background?
Copy.
And have you always been partnered with an art director your whole career?
Well, at least for a good 2/3 of my career, and then I ended up being a creative director on my own. But I've actually, worked with some cracking art directors.
Different art directors or the same partner?
Well, I suppose for a long time I worked with a cracking art director called Pat Comer. Then I worked with a really good art director called Paul Walton at Partners, and I'm working with Sean Pratchett now, who's actually very good as well. So a bit of a name check for them, all of that.
Who's the best creative that you've ever worked with?
I don't know. It's not, they're all very good in different ways, because if I actually kind of start saying one of them, and actually they're all quite good mates, so if I actually start saying one's better than the other,
I get upset.
I might lose a mate.
Yeah. Okay. Who's the most creative person that you've never had the opportunity to work with that one day you'd maybe love to work with?
Well, I suppose there's one day I would love to work with. I suppose some of the people I kind of admired when I was actually kind of, I don't know, I suppose first started out, I suppose it was like of David Abbott and stuff like that, so I don't think I'll be out working with him in the future. Actually, I did have an opportunity at M&C. I worked with Graham Fink for a while. He was quite an interesting guy, and actually a nice bloke, actually.
What's the best brand that you've ever worked on?
Best brand? Actually, I've worked on political parties, which is really enjoyable. I've worked on nice brands like Lexus and Mini, but to be honest, I really like working on a small brand, like a charity. I really enjoy working on those because you get a real opportunity to have a say on the development and direction of the brand as well, where on some of the real big ones, it's actually kind of set. So it's I really like that kind of.
What do you look for when you're interviewing creative people?
When I'm interviewing creative people, well, actually, kind of put it in different orders as you like, as in I look for enthusiasm and talent, and then move that around in that order as you like. And actually we're just a real positive kind of can-do attitude as well. We're about solving problems rather than actually talking about how big the problem is. And so just kind of like a real positive attitude.
Okay, what are your interests outside of work?
Outside of work? Family, socialising. As in, I like to spend time with my family. I like to spend time with my friends. The two kind of sometimes clash. The two kind of come together.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone that's looking to get into the industry now?
I suppose the industry's changed quite a lot, really. What advice would I give them? I'd actually give them advice to actually be very, very open-minded in their view of creative work, and actually not just kind of concentrate on one kind of media area, and actually kind of, I think a lot of creatives they seem to be kind of either really concentrating on digital or really, really concentrating on traditional advertising. I think you really need to have an interest in the both to actually go forward now.
So just kind of media neutral, big thinking?
Yeah, very much so. And this is an integrated agency, so it's actually kind of, I think sometimes you shouldn't kind of focus too much on the media, probably focus more on the audience.
What do you think would be the biggest challenges in the industry in the next few years?
Biggest challenges? Well, in the next few years, I'd actually probably in the next 5 minutes, because I think we're going through a huge change now anyway. I think what's really interesting is that I think we have moved away from the traditional advertising approach of communicating at people, and we're actually moving towards more communicating with people. And what I mean by that is, like, I suppose that's with the use of technology. It means we can really get more involved with the customer now, and we can actually get them to participate and contribute in the communications we create. I think that's where the most interesting work's coming out.
What's your favourite ad campaign of all time?
Of all time? Well, I suppose that changes actually, and I think as the industry has changed, my view of creative has changed, and because I think it needed to. I suppose now I really like a lot of the work that was done in the Cannes Lion Awards, and that is an example of that kind of communicating with the customer, because it's all kind of like, you know, and almost like the customer starts to provide more of the interesting content, you know, really grow an idea. So there was quite a few kind of campaigns in the Cannes Lion kind of section. Unfortunately, not much from London.
Yeah.
There's more coming out of Brazil and Argentina and stuff like that.
Okay, let's move on to a quick fire round.
Okay.
Cannes Lion or D&AD pencil?
I think I've more or less answered that, didn't I? Cannes Lion, that's what I want to get. I want to get Cannes Lion Gold for this place in 2 years' time.
Good. Digital design or graphic design?
I suppose, like I was saying before, I think you still need a combination of both.
Creatives or suits?
Well, I'm going to go creatives, aren't I?
Apple or Android?
Apple. The phone never works, but I love it.
Degree or no degree?
Degree doesn't matter.
Retained work or pitch work?
A bit of both.
Web or mobile?
Well, I guess that's actually kind of a bit of both, because the two are coming together. I think that's where it gets more exciting. Independent
agencies or networked agencies?
Obviously, independent agencies.
Obviously. Outsourced production or on-site production?
That's a tricky one as well. I think both can work.
Miami Ad School or Hyper Island?
I suppose I'll go Hyper Island.
Watford or Bucks?
Actually, I've hired quite a few teams straight from college, from Bucks, so Bucks.
Okay. And lastly, Don Draper or Roger Sterling?
Because you've only given me the choice of those two, I'll go for Don Draper.
Who would you choose if it wasn't those two?
Well, I don't know, it's like Don Draper is still that kind of, well, he is the cliche kind of 50s ad man, and I think we've thankfully moved away from that.
Cool, thanks very much.
Thank you.